When learning to cook, you need to understand the basic methods and principles of cookery. Those principles can then be applied to any dish from any country in the world. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the techniques, ingredients and equipment used by professional chefs globally. Understanding the methods of cookery, it's like understanding a universal culinary language. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about grilling. Grilling is a fantastic, fast method of cookery. We must use tender cuts of meat and tender vegetables as well. It's really important to have that high heat so that we don't extract any juices from the meat. Today, we're going to be cooking a sirloin steak. I'm going to show you how to cook that perfect steak using this flat grill. Now, the flat grill is only one of the many different grills you can use. You can also use a char grill, where the heat comes up through the bars. You can use a coal grill, which gives a lovely charcoal flavour to the food as well. Or you can use a salamander, where the heat's coming from above. Grilling ultimately is a radiant form of heat. With the steak, it's important to season it first. We're going to add a small amount of salt and pepper. When you're adding salt to a steak, you can't add it too soon. Otherwise, it will draw out the moisture from the steak and it will stew in its own juices when you place it on the grill. Drizzle some oil over the top. Never put the oil on the grill, otherwise the oil will burn before you put the meat on there, and then it will take up the flavour of that burnt oil. Rub the oil into the meat and then place the steak onto a hot grill. After you've placed the steak on the grill, don't turn it. You can hear that sizzling sound, absolutely perfect. If you don't hear it, your grill's not hot enough, and you really should take the meat off very quickly and start again. On the bottom of the steak, we're getting beautiful brown lines, and those are called trellises. You can have trellises going in one direction, or you can have it crisscrossing in two directions. If you want to do that, lift up the steak and then turn it 90 degrees so it faces the other direction. And then you know you're going to get that beautiful marking both ways. Okay, while that's grilling, I'm going to put some mushrooms under the salamander. And basically, the mushrooms have got some butter on top and a little bit of garlic, and it's that simple. We'll grill those for about 10 minutes and then we'll put some chopped parsley on top and serve them on the steak. You can see the meat cooking up the side and it's changing colour slightly. Before we turn it, we need to season it on the other side as well, again with salt and pepper. If you turn the steak too frequently, you will overcook the steak. Allow it to cook through from the bottom upwards and then turn it just the one time. What you're looking for is beading of juices on top of the steak. At that point, you know you can turn the steak. Now that you can see the beading of the juices on top of the steak, we know it's time to turn it. When you lift up the steak, allow the grill to recover its heat before you put it back down. You need to hear that sizzling sound both times. Treat both sides of the steak exactly the same. After a few minutes, you'll notice that the beading has come to the surface again on the second side. After you take it off the grill, put it on a plate and let it rest. Resting is a really important method. What it does is it allows the juice to go back inside the meat. The way I always say is, imagine going to the gym and you work out your muscles and they don't relax until you sit on the couch at home. Well, this is the sitting on the couch stage. It's had its workout, now it needs to rest. Give it about 1 minute for every 100 grams of meat that you cook. So now that we're waiting for our steak to rest, we'll go and check the mushrooms. They should be soft and juicy and grilled just perfectly. One of my favourite things to do, grilled mushrooms. Okay, now we'll put the steak on the plate. It's had about 5 minutes to rest. All the juices have gone back into the meat. Put the grilled mushrooms on the steak and a little bit of chopped parsley, and the dish is finished. Absolutely divine. Grilled steak, grilled mushrooms, couldn't be easier. Remember, it's not what you cook, it's how you cook it.